Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to our Zutu, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Archakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who wrote well and who taught us the truth. And peace, blessings, love, and salutations to those elect scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. May the blessing of election fall upon you and your household. To you I say Shalom. This is your brother Ayawab, coming back at you again with another lesson, all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yashai, Bashem Chekwadash, entitled The Make You Break You Moment is Coming. And this is what the Make You Break You moment is going to consist of. The RFID micro C-HIP being made mandatory throughout the world. And this will be the new way to buy and sell. And whether you take it or don't take it will be that make you break you moment. Because the brothers, in particular the brother Yawanai out of GMS Nashville, he's said it a couple times in the past 2 or 3 weeks, saying that the make you break you moment is coming. And I have in my notes, I have lesson topics that come to my mind and I write down. And that was one of the lesson topics that I had wrote down. This was a while ago too that I wrote this down. And as soon when he said it the first time, I'm like, yeah, I got that wrote down. Then he said it a second time. I think this past weekend that came by, and I seen it as a spirit telling me to go into it, that the make you break you moment is coming. And that's what that's what I had wrote down. The make you break you moment is coming. So I have the definition or the meaning behind make you break you. And you see right here, that is a syringe, which shall be, used to inject the MARK, the bark of the feast. We try to escape the algorithm. The C-HIP, which if you take the C-HIP, if you take the MARK, the Lord will destroy you. You will be destroyed. So you see, people's, getting the C-HIP as we speak. You can buy it on Amazon. You can buy it, on, I believe what the website's called. The brothers, they know what the website is. And you can just buy it, man. You can get it now, but right now it's just not mandatory. The opposite of not compulsory. It's like you don't have to. Voluntary. It's voluntary if you want to take it or not. You see this dude voluntary got the C-HIP and he's flaunting it off, saying here's the C-HIP right here as he's about to show, coming out the syringe. That's what it's going to be used to inject into you. And you see the people you can see it through the skin. See it through the skin. The syringe. This is what's coming to this society, man. And you see that people is getting it willy-nilly. So you see, man, that we're at the end. And that make you break you moment is coming to where either you will take the MARK or you will not. And if you don't, there is a good possibility that you will be beheaded. So let's get that word on the definition or the meaning behind make or break. So I looked up definition of make you break you and it came out make or break. So it said make or break, be the factor which decides whether something will succeed or fail. So the C-HIP, when it is mandatory, which we believe is going to be soon, man, according to prophecy, is going to happen. So the factor is the C-HIP, Revelation 13, 16, 18. That's the factor, which is going to decide whether you succeed or whether you fail. And fail what? The test, the hour of temptation. Because the hour of temptation is going to consist of the micro C-HIP being implemented and whether you take it or not. Whether you're, because, we're going to be tempted, we're going to be tried, and everything. So the C hip is the deciding factor. Or it's like is the factor which decides whether you are saved from the nuclear destruction, from what is to come, or if you're destroyed. Because ultimately, you can be, and we're not even talking to the other heathen nations, man. You other heathen nations, you can take the C hip, do what you want to do. We're not talking you Edomites, you Chinese, Japanese, so-called white people. You can all, Elam, y'all can all take the C hip. Do it. We don't care. We're not talking to you. We're talking to the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. So if you take that C hip, you will be destroyed. That's non-negotiable. That is non-negotiable. If you take the C hip, you will be destroyed. You will die. You will fail. Now, there will be cases to where you may have Jake who don't take the C. You may have Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans who don't take the C hip, but they're still destroyed. Why? There may be other factors that play a role in that. They don't know the names. They didn't repent. They're still being niggas. They don't know. They don't care to know the Lord, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But the main factor, the main make you break you moment is going to be when that C hip is made mandatory. So let's get Revelation 3 and 10 to start out. The hour of temptation. Revelation 3 and verse 10. And it reads, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So the hour of temptation being when the micro C hip, and it's like, we have to fight around these algorithms. But the hour of temptation is when the MARK is enforced and implemented worldwide. And if you get and when that C hip is made mandatory, if you do not have the C hip, you're not going to be able to buy. You're not going to be able to sell. You're not going to be able to pay your rent, pay your car note, pay your insurance, pay your light bill. You ain't going to be able to pay your anything. You ain't going to be able to provide, pay for food for your family. You're basically going to be an outcast to society. You're basically going to be homeless. You ain't going to, because if you don't pay rent, you're not going to be able to own up. You ain't going to be able to live in your apartment, your house much longer. If you don't pay your car note, you ain't going to have a car. So you're going to be an outcast to society, man. That's the hour of temptation that's coming, and a lot of people is going to be broke. A lot of people is going to fail, man. But it says what? That the Lord will keep thee from the hour of temptation. Now let's get that word keep. Now in the Hebrew, it's shamar. But in the, if we can find it, in the Greek, it's like keep. That word keep in the Greek. Slagia. I can't hear it.
Strong's G 5083. Tereo.
Tereo. So it says to take care of, to guard, to observe, to reserve, and down here it says to preserve. So the Lord is going to preserve, to attend carefully, to take care of, guard the elect. Why? Because they was patient. That because they was doing what they were supposed to do. In the NLT it says, because you have obeyed my command to persevere. What are we persevering? We're persevering now. The trials or tribulation that is being placed on us now, that is being set in front of us, we're overcoming it through the Spirit and power of Bashim Yashai. We're doing what we're commanded to do, being brotherly, teaching, preaching, studying, going out on the highways and byways, making these lessons, being brotherly again, not being a niggard, not being an Israelite on the weekends and a nigga throughout the week. We're being patient and bearing the indignation of the Lord until he plead our cause. We're being patient, man, which patience goes also into suffering. We're suffering for righteousness' sake. So because we're suffering now, the Lord is going to preserve us during the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world. Which you go into that word world, it's oikoumene. I don't gotta look it up. Oikoumene, which goes into all the world, the whole inhabited earth, the inhabitants of the earth. So everybody's going to be tried. It's going to be made mandatory everywhere, man. It said what? Which shall try them that dwell upon the earth. Let's get that. Let's see what that word try says. To try.
Strong's G 3985. Pyradzo. Pyradzo.
So in 2C right here, it says to try or test one's faith. So your faith is going to be tested in that day. Whether you succeed or whether you fail. Whether you trust in the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshai or if you trust in man. Let's see. So yeah, that was really the best one. To test one craftily, to put to the proof his feelings or judgment. So the Lord is about to test and to try your feelings and your judgments, whether your feelings for the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshai are true or not. And if you take the C hip, you're false. You're a faker. You're a phony. You're a hypocrite. Trial. It's a trial of our faith. A trial, man. To try, make trial of test for the purpose of ascertaining. Let's look up that word ascertaining. Ascertaining. To find something out for certain, to make sure of. So let's use it as that. For the purpose of making sure of his quality or what he thinks or how he will behave himself. So the Lord is going to see how you're going to conduct yourself even when everything is taken from you. Just as Job, because everything is about to be taken from us, man. And the Lord's like, I'm going to take everything from you. I'm going to take your car. I'm going to take your house. He may even take your family and your children because they're going to do everything in their power. Esau, Edom, so-called white man, is going to do everything in their power to get you to take that C hip and make you forsake the true Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shem Yahshai, and follow him. And the Lord is going to say, how is he going to conduct himself? Is he going to stay faithful even in the face of death? Is he going to stay faithful even in the face of being beheaded? Because if you don't take that C hip, you may be possibly beheaded. Which there is going to be members of the elect who are beheaded for the truth, for the witness of Yahweh Shai. Are you going to obey man or the Most High? Matthew 10 and verse 20. I thought it was Slaggy, bear with me. Here it is, 28. Matthew 10 and 28. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul. But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. So we're not fearing Esau, Edom, so-called white men. We're not fearing our enemies. We're not fearing the adversary. We're not fearing men. We're not fearing the wicked Israelites who may try to tempt us and force us. To compulsory to take the C hip. Even your own family members, the ones who you thought was down for the cause, man. The ones who you thought would never turn you in, the ones you thought would never come against you. Scripture does say that a man's foe shall be they of his own household. So your own family members, your own son, your own daughter, your own wife, and for you women, your own husband may turn you in, may say, come to you, please, Tyrone, please take this the C hip so we can eat. Please take the C hip so we can go back to normal, because that's all the people want to do is be normal. They want to go back to normal. They don't want to feel uncomfortable. They don't want to feel like they're missing out, losing, because once the C-hip come out and you don't take it, you're going to be missing out, man, on Esau's kingdom. You're going to be missing out on what because while everybody else is continuing on, taking the C-hip and life keeps on keeping on, the people who don't take the C-hip ain't going to be able to continue on and move along with the rest of the crowd as they move on. And people's going to feel like they missing out. And they ain't going to like that. They're going to be uncomfortable and say, man, I got to take it. And then what? Guess what? They failed. We don't want to be part of that number. We don't want to be part of the crowd. While everybody else is going left, we need to go right. Because that's the way that leads to destruction, them going left. While the path that leads the right way leads to righteousness, everlasting life, succession. It says what? But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. That's who we're fearing. We're not fearing man. We're fearing the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, because he can destroy our body and our soul. Man, Esau Edom, he can only kill your body. He can't do nothing about your soul, because once you die, your soul goes back up to the spirit world, back up to the Father which made you. That's what the scriptures say. All go into one place. And the spirit goes back to them that made him. To him that made him. So we're not fearing man. And going back to that Revelations, if you're doing what you're supposed to now through the Spirit and power of Hashem Yahshai, he will keep you. He will protect you in that day. That make you break you moment is coming, man. We're in 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. And all I can say is we're living in beautiful times. What a time to be alive, man. Because once Jacob's trouble kicks off fully, once it happens, you're going to know you in Jacob's trouble. The kingdom is not too far behind. So Revelation 13 and verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. That's this. That's this right here, man. In their foreheads or in their hand, in their right hand or in their foreheads. That's this, man. The size of a grain of rice. That's what they always love to compare it to. The size of a grain of rice. Bingo. This is what's coming, man. See, look at Esau. Look at that little smart. He's destroyed. That's what's coming, man. That's this. Just like you. And it don't matter if you're small, great, rich, poor, free, but it don't matter who you are. You're going to have to get this chragma. That's how you say that in the Greek, which we're going to get that as well. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here's wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. It said that no man might buy or sell. So if you don't have this C-hip, man, you can't buy, you can't sell. You can't pay your rent, you can't pay bills, you can't buy nothing either. You can't, and if you don't have the C, that's because that's what the currency is going to be on. The dollar is going to be done away with. The paper currency, you might as well wipe your ass with it, and everything's going to move over to digital currency. Everything's going to move over to digital money, and then that digital money is going to be put on the C-hip. And then with the digital currency on the C-hip, that's how you're going to be able to buy and sell. And if you don't have the C-hip, you can't buy. If you don't have the C-hip, you can't pay for nothing. You can't sell. So that showing you that a lot, I can't even say a lot. I say 99% of these businesses maybe like the mom and pop store may, close down. And I'm not taking it. But the 99% of these businesses, man, to stay afloat, to continue to provide for their family and for their generations, quote unquote, to come, they're going to take that C-HIP, man. So that they can continue to sell produce, sell products, and so that they can provide for their family. That's what it's going to come down to. Do you want to provide for your family or not? It's easier. It's safer. It's more quicker, faster speed. So they're going to say everything in the book to persuade you to take the C-HIP. So let's get that word mark in the blue letter. And it is G5480 Charagma. It says a stamp and an imprinted mark. It says thing carved, sculpture, graven work. So you can see it through the skin. Where's a good one? You can see it through the skin. It looks like it's been implanted in there. It looks like it's been carved in there, and it shows there's a mark showing that it's right there. Where's a good picture of somebody with it in their hand? I know I got it in my photos. That one dude, yeah, he's a good example. See, you can see it through the skin. It looks like a mark right there. See, it shows forth through the skin. Stamp and imprinted mark says of the mark branded upon horses. So like when somebody brands a horse and they got the little the thing to show that they're branded, you can see it. You can look at it and say, oh, that's so and so's horse, or somebody brands a cow, got that little brand, that you heat up the little metal and then you brand their ass or whatever. Then you can see it and be like, oh, that's so-and-so's cow. Oh, that's so-and-so's cattle. You can see it. And when you see this dude, you can say, oh, that's Esau's son. He's Esau's son, or he's America's son, or whatnot. It shows ownership. And when you get that C-HIP, man, it's going to show that Esau owns you. You might as well say Daddy Esau now. You might as well say Esau is your daddy. It says a mark branded upon horses, the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist, which there's many Antichrists. Is going into the elites, because they're the ones who are is bringing forth this agenda, this NWO. So you're going to be able to see it through the skin, and it's going to show ownership, that he owns you. Daddy Esau owns you. That's what they're going to look at you as. Oh, cattle. So let's get the root word for that. The root word goes into charax. G5482 charax. And it says a pale or stake, a palisade. This is a palisade or rampart. So we'll do it real quick. I don't think I got any pictures, but we'll look up a palisade. All right, I do got pictures in my photos, but I have to do a bunch of digging. Let's do it like this. Let's do wooden palisade, because it's over giving cars. Palisade. So you see, it's got that sharp point. And how do you think they got in the ground? They had to nail it or hammer it, so to speak, into the ground. It's like you're trying to see how they got the sharp points. And they've been jammed. Let's look up a stake. See it? Stake, wood stake. And if you want to put a stake into the ground, You're not going to put this part. You're not going to put the smooth part in the ground, the rectangular part. You're going to put the what? The sharp point into the ground. And the Kharax is representing the syringe, which we've seen in this video. Slagia. You see, this is the Kharax. The Kharax is right here. After this dude stops playing with his C-hip. That's the Kharax right there. You got the C-hip coming out of it. And then you got one more root word, which goes into grapho, G1125, grapho. It says to write, with reference to the form of letters, to delineate or form letters on a tablet, parchment, paper, or other material. And what's that other material? I'll let you think. So it says, going down, it says in 2B, to commit to writing things not to be forgotten, to write down, record. So they're also going to store or record your all your information onto the C-hip. So you don't have to carry a wallet no more. They're gonna get rid of the wallets. And the only thing you're going to need is your C-hip, and they're going to have your birth certificate on there, your social security ID number on there, your driver's license, if you're type A blood type, what your blood type is, if you've agreed to give your kidneys away after you die, and everything's going to be stored and recorded onto your C-hip. Your money's going to be on the C-hip. You go to the store, you're like, man, I forgot my wallet. You ain't gonna worry about no wallet because it's all going to be in your hand. You go to the doctor, they ask for your social security number or your medical ID number. You're like, man, I forgot my card at the house. Don't worry. It's all on your C-hip. It's all in your right hand. They're going to make it as convenient as possible because they want you to take it so that you can be destroyed with them, to be honest. So the make you break you moment is coming, man. And it's coming soon. And this will determine whether you succeed or whether you fail. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the spirit, to the body, to the fold. Before I end it off, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to where it's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chakwadash. And double honors once again to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Until next time, Shalom.